Hi intro students, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the front side of this worksheet in case it looks overwhelming to you. You don't have to watch this one, you could watch the next one, which is getting you started on the right foot if that's what you'd like. So here's what we've got. We've got a main method, and then we have two more methods. We have a method called fill with random, and another one called first, last, same. So the idea is fill with random takes a list as an input. It takes an int array as an input, and it's going to fill it up with random numbers. First, last, the same also takes an array as input, but it checks to see is the first thing in the list the same thing as the last thing in the list, and it's going to return Boolean, so it'll return true or false, whether or not the first and the last are the same. Alright, so when you run it, first I declare my int array, I create one that's actually 10 ints long, and then I display it, and it should be all zeros. Then I run fill with random with this same array that's full of zeros, and it should fill it up with random numbers. Then I print it again to make sure it is full of random numbers. Next, I have a print statement that says are first and last the same, and then I run this method, which we know returns true or false. So we'll check and tell me. So when I run the program, you see the first time it prints, the array is all 0. The next time it prints, it's filled with random numbers. And in this case, 0 and 8 are not the same, so it displays false. Let's run it one more time. Still false. I want it to be true. Okay, well, whatever. Yay. All right, so this last time, 4 and 4, so it displays true because first and last are the same. Let's just take a quick look at how each of these methods works. So fill with random. The input is the name of my list. It's the name of the variable. Notice that I didn't say int bracket bracket, because you only use this when you're declaring an int array. I want to actually take the name of the array and use it as the input. Here, fill with random, this is where I'm actually declaring my method. You know, usually this is where the inputs go. So I might say like int n string name or something. It's like your familiar input variables. Only this case, I want the input variable to be an int array, so I'll say int array list. So you're declaring a new list variable right here so that it can save the input from over here. So it's exactly like methods before, it's just that we have this new data type now. So on the inside, I make a new variable called size, which is list.length, and if you remember, .length is how many things are in the list. And then I is my location number. So my location is looping from 0, and I'm going to keep going as long as it's smaller than the size of my list. This generates a random number between 0 and 9. And so every time through the loop, first time through, I is 0, so I make a random number and save it in location 0. The next time through the loop, I is 1, so I take my random number, save it in location 1, and so on. Once this is all done, list should be full of random numbers. So let's look at first, last, same now. This is the same thing, so I have my int array, and I pass it as input to my method, which is here, first, last, same, and I take an int array as my input. Only this time, I'm going to calculate end location. Remember how we talked about the last valid location is one smaller than the length of the list? So if my list has 10 things in it, my location numbers go from 0 to 9. If I have 100 things in it, my location numbers go from 0 to 99. So if I don't know how many things are in the list, I'll take list.length, which is how many things, and I'll subtract 1, and I know that that's the last safe location I can look in. So here I say what's in my list at location 0, and is that the same as what's in my list at that end location? And if those two things are the same, I'll return true, otherwise I'll return false. Again, professional programmers probably would write something shorter than this, but for us, I think this is going to be clearer for now. Okay, good luck. Why don't you check the next video for getting started on the right